Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? My name is Dr. Clarence, and welcome back to TV7 Live, where we get to give you all the hottest and top trending topics. Broadcasting live and direct from Zimbabwe, Africa. What do we have happening today? We see this. Job Sikhala has been arrested once again. What happened there? Then we see a new prophecy that is coming from the person who who prophesied the rise of President Emerson Mnangagwa. Of course, we're talking about Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa. Right now, Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa comes with a new prophecy.
3, 4, 5
And in this prophecy, he is prophesying of Zimbabwe President Emerson Mnangagwa's downfall. He is prophesying something about to happen at a time where we see Prophet Ian Lovu prophesied an imminent coup that may happen before the end of next month. Then we see Zimbabwe war veterans rejecting President Emerson Mnangagwa's funds. Now, what is about to happen in the nation of Zimbabwe? Greetings to everybody who is watching us live right about now. To those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat. That's how I can get to see your names, so I can give you. In the last broadcast, it would time out. I was broadcasting using my phone because there was no electricity in the city. We all know that in Zimbabwe, only thing that is working in Zimbabwe is not working itself. Now, remember this headline: US 1.5 million allocated to presidential. Then we would see one video where we see some guys singing an anti-Geza song, and in their singing, the check is of 150,000, not 1.5 million. Now we can see apologies guys for the mishaps. My network keeps on playing up. These guys don't work, but in the name of Jesus, we do continue, and we are victorious. We continue to win. Opposition politician Job Sikhala and a dozen members of his National Democratic Working Group were arrested in Mutare late afternoon yesterday. National Police spokesperson Commissioner Paul Nyati would confirm this, and he said, "I can confirm that Job Sikhala and 21 others have been arrested in Mutare. More details will be released in due course." Then we would see a local paper gathered that Sikhala and his members of the National were arrested in Penalonga, Mutare. Sikhala was released from prison last year after having spent almost 600 days behind bars. Last year, members of the National Democratic Working Group were arrested in Harare for allegedly holding unsanctioned and unsanctioned gathering in the city of Harare. Now we're seeing today they are arrested for a gathering. Bear with me guys, my network keeps on playing up. My network keeps dropping. respect to everybody who is watching us live right about now. What else do we see happening in Zimbabwe? We're seeing this. Makandiwa predicts the fall of Zimbabwe President Emerson Mnangagwa. Preacher Emmanuel Makandiwa has issued a stark warning about President Emerson Mnangagwa's 2030 agenda, stating that those pushing the vision lack foresight. Makandiwa's remarks were captured in a viral video circulating on social media where he criticized the long-term vision as impractical and detached from Zimbabwe's current political and economic realities. His prediction follows another prophetic warning last week by Prophet Ian Glove, who suggested that a coup could unfold before the end of next month. There is growing speculation about deepening power struggles between Mnangagwa and his deputy, Vice President Constantino Chiwengas. Reports suggest that a faction of high-ranking security officials and war veterans convened a clandestine meeting this week to strategize the countering of Mnangagwa's attempts to extend his rule through the ED 2030 agenda. In his video, Glove issued an ominous statement which he said, "We must continue to pray for our nation. The two trains are set to collide. I personally pray for peace for all ordinary Zimbabweans, but change must not be stopped in whatever form it needs to come." The intensifying political rift echoes past conflicts within Zimbabwe's ruling elite. Historical cases such as the 2017 coup, which led to Robert Gabriel Mugabe's ouster, reveal a pattern of internal military intervention when factions feel threatened. The late former Air Force Commander Perence Shiri, a key architect of Mugabe's removal, was known to hold covert meetings with allies like Paradise Mondi and Bindura South MP Remigius Matangira. Both Shiri and Zimondi would die under mysterious circumstances during the COVID-19 pandemic, fueling speculation that Mnangagwa sought to eliminate potential challenges. Mnangagwa has been systematically sidelining Chiwengas, reducing his influence in government and military structures. However, despite paging several senior military officers linked to Chiwengas, some factions remain fiercely loyal to the former general. Unlike 2017, Mnangagwa has fortified his control over Zimbabwe's intelligence agencies and security forces, making any potential coup attempts riskier. However, history suggests that power in Zimbabwe remains unpredictable and military-backed interventions remain a possibility if discontent within the security sector continues to rise. As the political climate grows increasingly volatile, becoming decisive in shaping Zimbabwe's structural leadership. Whether Mnangagwa successfully consolidates his power or faces an internal revolt remains to be seen. As time progresses, Zimbabwe's ongoing power struggle reflects patterns seen in other African nations where liberation-era leaders faced internal challenges. Mnangagwa engineered a coup that ousted Robert Gabriel Mugabe in 2017 after years of infighting within ZANU-PF and the military. His attempts to extend his rule led to backlash from war veterans and security forces in Mozambique. Samora Machel led Mozambique's independence struggle but faced internal resistance from factions within the Frelimo. His mysterious death in a plane crash in 1986 remains a topical debate. Julius Nyerere in Tanzania voluntarily stepped down but struggles with political factionalism in his party would continue to exist. Nelson Mandela in South Africa, unlike his counterparts, he would serve one term and step down, ensuring a smooth leadership transition. In Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda lost power through democratic means after years of resistance to political reform. And now we're seeing these prophecies coming from Zimbabwe. Is something about to happen in the nation of Zimbabwe? So we would see after this Geza, yes, Geza's movie is a success because of the funds we're seeing now being given to the war veterans, right? 1.5 million is promised, as we can see here, but here we see this. On this check showing here, it's $150,000, not 1.5 million USD. It is all showing clear. Remember this video here.
He reminded that the president is the only one elected by the whole nation as a constituent. In other words, he is the only person in the country elected by the entire country grouped as one constituency. All of us, we have our great corners before constituencies.
All of us have our little corners of our constituencies. Now, looking at an old video, this is what the word constituencies mean.
General Chiwengas is second in line. Wouldn't he be taking that post?
Iowa, not even for 5 minutes. Chiwengas is part of the past, and he's gone as far as he can do. He will retire along with Emerson. Emerson, that constituency.
General Chiwengas is second in line. Wouldn't he be taking that post?
Iowa, not even for 5 minutes. Chiwengas is part of the past, and he's gone as far as he can do. He will retire along with Emerson. Emerson keeps him in there because he needs that constituency.
Emerson keeps him there because he needs that constituency. What constituency does he need? Obviously, that is the constituency of the Zimbabwe military. To those who are watching us live, if you want to be getting my instant loans into your phones, the link is in the description box below. You can get up to 100 USD. Yes, the link is in the description box below. Description dominant link here to Zim loan. To those who are watching us live, enough respect to everybody. Now we can see at the cross who is also President Emerson Mnangagwa's biographer, stating this. This is what he said. We go over to Bulawayo, we see mass protests, and then we see Thomas Mapfumo also coming in with what he has to say about everything that is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Big up to everybody who is watching us live right now. Big up to Cuthbert Mudimu, says, where was the money, why now? Gerald Chukwuira says, big up Dr. Clients to the fullest, loud and clear. Thank you very much for that feedback. Enough respect to you. Mary Rocha, greetings. Dumisani SLN says, good evening, team and Mr. Doctor. Good evening there. Tate and RTK Slaughter. Everybody who is watching us live right about now. A big up to everybody. Thank you guys for supporting TV7 Live. It is you who make TV7 Live great. Without you, there is no TV7 Live. Now we're seeing a follow-up to this arrest of Job Sikhala. Police raids Job Sikhala and 39 others. Threatened to shoot the activist, later released without charge after hours of detention. Yes, this is then the aftermath following Job Sikhala having been arrested again. We hear of threats on Job Sikhala. This is very sad and disturbing. Former St. Mary's Member of Parliament, Job Sikhala, and 39 others of the National Democratic Working Group were yesterday rounded up in Mutare before being released hours later. Zimbabwe Republic Police in Mutare reportedly raided NDWG executive members Saturday afternoon while holding a meeting at a private resort, assaulted and detained them for hours before their release without any charge. The group was initially charged with Section 7 of the Maintenance of Peace and Order Act, MOPA. Upon arrest, the group was initially charged with that. According to Job Sikhala, the raid was like a scene from a dodgy movie after what he described as several visits by members of the Central Intelligence Organization, CIO, and CID law and order officers. It appears that the group was under watch from state officials. After being released, Sikhala wrote on X this morning, today, Sunday, which is the 9th of February, that the police were off the mark because MOPA does not apply to private places and private meetings. MOPA does not sanction the notification of executive meetings. It's like ZANU-PF seeking police clearance to hold its Politburo meetings, he would say. The law only tasks the holding of public meetings, processions, or demonstrations in public places. The meeting we held was in a bush at the beast of forest, and wondered how it turned out to be a public place. Secondly, they are mistaking the National Democratic Working Group to be a political party, of which it is not. That Sikhala would narrate the episodic visit to their meeting by police officers and those from the president's office before being raided with heavily assaulted, including one unarmed officer who reportedly pointed a gun at top official Uriah Zembe. Initially, a Toyota Hilux double cab with dark windows arrived with 5 members of the CIO led by Muvangeri, whose home area is Buera. They arrived and parked at the premises and engaged with the NDWG Chief National Organizer, Democratic Engineer Johnson Mugari. After about 5 minutes, they left. A few minutes later, another vehicle, a Toyota Hilux without number plates, arrived with members of the police intelligence, formerly PISI, and members of the CID law and order led by Ngweme. According to Sikhala, his group, through one engineer, Johnson Mugari, engaged the police in vain. While he was engaging with them, 3 truckloads of riot police and AK-47 wielding police officers descended on the venue, led by a plainclothes officer called Shoniwa. The other AK-47 wielding police officer pointed his gun at Dr. Zembe, screaming, "I am going to shoot you." Dr. Zembe remained calm and watched the drama. "This happened right next to me," Job Sikhala would say. Sikhala further complained of being commandeered into waiting pickup trucks during heavy and torrential rains. Rains poured on us from beasts of forest at Penalonga police station around 12 noon. We all got wet, that we looked like drowned rats. When we finally arrived at Penalonga police station, which was a distance away, our phones were switched off and we were asked to sit down on some dirty floor. Recording of each individual's details took about 3 hours. We were suddenly told that we were no longer handling your case. You must be taken to Mutare CID law and order. At the law and order, we were asked not to plead to any charge, but they took Engineer Joel Son Mogari, Dr. Uriah Zembe Nyabeze, and myself for interviews. Sikhala's group arrest rekindles memories of arrest of Senator Jenson Timber and 78 Citizens Coalition for Change CCC activists. These were arrested in June last year for gathering to commemorate the Day of the African Child, which the police said was illegal. They spent 6 months behind bars before being arrested. Now we're seeing this is coming after Job Sikhala would have said he is behind Comrade Geza and is ready to support should Comrade Geza call for anything. Now we are seeing this one happening. Big up to Gerald Chikuwira, watching live and direct from the nation of Australia. To those who are watching us live from Zimbabwe, if you have EcoCash or One Wallet and you're willing to be getting my loans, you could click the link in the description box below. That's how you can visit the Zim Loan website or application there. Now we're seeing Thomas Mapfumo also weighing in. What does he say? Before we go to Thomas Mapfumo, we see this happening. We see a video clip showing flash mob protest in Bulawayo. They are singing Atidi Zekupiwa Order, Nemakorokoza. And yes, they are singing from the city of Kings. We're talking about Bulawayo. We're talking of Bulawayo here. Atidi Zekupiwa Order, Nemakorokoza. What would have happened that would lead to these flash mobs that we're seeing happening here? This is all massive. Is something big about to happen in the nation of Zimbabwe? Is something big about to happen in the land of Zimbabwe? Big up to Tamala Devin Manyasha, Gerald Chikuwira watching from Australia. Everybody who's watching us right about now. As all this is happening, we see this Bret Muvet announces formation of a new political party in the diaspora. In a bold and unprecedented move, activist and political commentator Bret Muvet has announced the formation of a new political party aimed at uniting Zimbabweans in exile and in the diaspora. And speaking in a video message, Muvet described the initiative as a necessary step in the fight against the ruling regime, which he claims has closed all political avenues for.
He fought in a very, very special way. He fought against oppression of blacks. And after that, he went on to fight against oppression of black people in the new Zimbabwe, and he hasn't stopped. Amustop and Amuchki.
Ai, wakana uchimirira chokwadi unosvika chiko mwana wamai. Haufanirwe kutya kana kufa kunouya nguva yese yese. Mwari kufa mutemo waMwari. Zvokutyizikwa nemunhu uchinzi ndichakuuraya ndichazi hazvina nebasa rose. Mwari ndiye anenge akati ndofiro yako iwe. Saka ngatiregei kuzvinyepera kuti hanzi ndinozofa ndinozodai. Aiwa, anytime munhu anogona ngodonha ngobva. Kana tiri kutaura patiri kutaura ipapo unongonzwa kuti ini ndadonha ndafa zvatopera.
We have got to a stage munyika medu where war veterans of your age group have come up and they have teamed up to call for a restoration of democracy. They are saying that they regret, vanoregreta Zimbabwe yakatungamirirwa na Robert Mugabe na Emerson Mnangagwa. And we are seeing them being threatened right now. We are seeing Runesu Geza being threatened with expulsion and also being threatened with arrest. I think Maona vakumuti iye varada kumusunga hanzi pane chiko crime yakazoitika riniko, and also threat of deprivation. Igenga renyuka here. Am I right? Vana Geza vai.
Ndizvozvo.
How do you munopaverenga seipa?
Yeah, panonetsa kuti njanso tikada kupaongorora nekuti the same people vari kutaura today ivava ndo vatisvitsa patiri. Handiri kunzwisisa vachisapota chimusangano chavo chinonzi ZANU-PF ichi. Vakabva kusango vaine pfungwa dzekuti vanoda kuita one party state. Hapana mumwe munhu anofanirwa kutonga. Hatidi pfungwa dzakadaro. Hatidi pfungwa dzakadaro nokuti kune vana vari kuenda kuzvikoro, vamwe vakafunda, vamwe vapedzisira vatiza munyika nenzira yekukanganisa kutongwa kuri kuitwa. Kutongwa kwakaipa. Hatidi kuhudzvinyirira, hatidi udictatorship kwete munyika. Kana iri nyika yevanhu ineni handione simba. Why tichiti opposition ne-ruling party zvinofamba sei? Because at the end of the day vanhu ndo vanosafaka, ndo vari kusafa. Handione inini kana tiripo kushandira nyika, opposition ne-ruling party tinofanirwa kushanda pamwe chete ka, nokuti tiri kubatsira vanhu ka. Ko nharo dzatinoitisirana pakati pedu apa ndedzei? Tiri kufanirwa kushanda kana tiri vanhu vari kubatsira vanhu. Why don't we just unite and work for the people? Yeah, panonetsa kuti njanso tikada kupaongorora nekuti the same.
TB says, Mokanya, we must forgive people if they are genuinely replant. This could be a way to freedom. Let us strike a deal now, as long as it's not Kuisa Chiwenga but. Big up to Gerald Chukwuira watching us live, and everybody who is watching us live right about now. Thank you very much. I will notice a little bit later. Thank you everybody who's watching us. Gerald Chukwuira says fixed sound. Play with me guys. There was no electricity. So I'm also working under pressure by those criminals who are up at my next door, harassing me day in, day out. Every time I try to make a live broadcast. At one point, these guys will tell me to commit suicide or to wear dress and go. Those are the same people who murdered my father in the year 2008.
vaine pfungwa dzekuti vanoda kuita one party state. Hapana mumwe munhu anofanirwa kutonga. Hatidi pfungwa dzakadaro. Hatidi pfungwa dzakadaro.
This is bullshit. No, this is bullshit.
utolovera basa kana wani weda pina mtenda unaona zvino iwe when we say
Now, what do we see happening in the land of South Africa, in the nation of South Africa? We're seeing in South Africa the land dispute, and the United States of America, through Donald Trump, weighs in that. We're seeing all opposition rallying behind South Africa. Remember, Donald Trump did pull support from the World Health Organization. And right now, the entire Africa, in terms of HIV/AIDS, Tiripama 1. This is how many years after we have become independent. Now we're seeing this one. Julius Malema fires back at Elon Musk, saying he doesn't care about sanctions or being labeled an international criminal. They are rallying behind South Africa, speaking in one voice. This is really, really disturbing what we're seeing here. We as Zimbabweans, yes, we should rally towards, we should rally for one cause. Like the message we're getting from TP here saying, this could be our way to freedom. That is very, very true. All right, before I sign out, we go over here to see.
But he are the most popular political leader in the world. 2.6 million votes. Meaning, our president and the party are the most popular branch in the political matrix of the country.
This is an old video, but this is a reminder.
Mnangagwa cannot even be voted by a donkey. Donkey not Pachgaria. Ari voted Mnangagwa. Asharipo. Ashans yangu kupeo. Even dogs and reptiles don't want to see her. As arm power. So power is being controlled by the unpopular, while the popular ones are not in power. So what is the formula, strategy, and plan we should do to translate our popularity into power? If we are not going to find a strategy, SG, when then administrate, research Msangano. If we are not going to unpack that equation, isu nemi nala president chamsati chashika pakufa tishingwa nempiri tisina kutonga. Let's think hard on how we are going to solve that equation.
There is need for unity in Zimbabwe. There is need for unity in Zimbabwe. That is the only way we are going to move forward. We're seeing an announcement here by the children of Zimbabwe War Veterans Association, which says the COZWVA Intel Unity has gathered information that war veterans led by Comrade Blessed Geza will hold another presser either tomorrow or Tuesday. Everyone will be patiently waiting to hear their words, but growing impatience keeps people guessing when action will be taken. It seems that there is no moving backward. Big up to everybody who was watching us live right about now. That was it for now. I'm going to sign out. Thank you to everybody for your support, guys. I know my broadcasts, they're not inconsistent. Sometimes I have network problems. Sometimes I have audio problems. I'm sorting all that out. It is because of the environment that I'm operating from. Targeted harassment, noise harassment, disturbances, and things like that, trying to break my spirit but we continue holding on because we never lose. We just don't give up. When you give up is when you would have accepted defeat, but we don't give up. So thank you guys once again, everybody who has stood by TV7 Live, who are new to TV7 Live. Thank you guys for your support. RTK Slot, Tate, Katbet Mundimo, Dumisani SLN, Gerald Chikuwira, Tamala Delvin Manyasha, Botwe Ugondora, John Usaware, Tate, everybody. Right now, I'm not even making videos. What I'm making videos is not creative process. It's more like archaeology. But with time, guys, do continue. Your support is appreciated. It is that which boosts my morale. It is that which keeps me going. And for that, I thank you, and may God continue to bless you. Dr. Clarence, TV7 Live. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm out.